Welcome to Engineering Out Loud, second episode of our series from MECHESOL MESP Management Development Program titled Building the Project Management Foundation.
Great to be back.
Ready to get a solid grip on project management essentials? Well, make sure you apply, register, or visit mechesolco.com/CPD.
Good call.
Think standards, roles, the project lifecycle.
Governance, stakeholders, methodologies too. It's all foundational stuff.
Exactly. We want to give you a clear, practical understanding of these elements. Let's dive in.
Okay, so where do we start? I guess you almost have to begin with the PMBOK guide. It's kind of the cornerstone.
Right, the PMBO guide, I hear that mentioned all the time. What makes it such a big deal?
Well, it's put out by the Project Management Institute, PMI, and it's recognized globally. It's really the main source for best practices, principles.
In the language everyone uses.
Yeah, the terminology too. It provides a reliable, efficient framework, helps manage projects across all sorts of industries, using processes everyone kind of agrees on.
Okay, so it brings consistency. What are these processes?
They're grouped into 5 process groups. You've got initiating, that's getting started.
Okay.
Then planning, executing, doing the work, monitoring and controlling, keeping tabs on things. And finally, closing, wrapping it all up.
Initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, closing. Got it. And I saw something about 10 knowledge areas. How do they fit in?
Right. If the process groups are like the phases of the journey, the knowledge areas are the specific subjects you need to know about during that journey.
Like what?
Things like integration, pulling it all together, scope, what you're actually doing, schedule, cost, quality, the usual suspects.
Makes sense.
But also resource management, communications, handling risk, procurement, and super important stakeholder management.
Wow, 10 areas. That's a lot to keep track of. How does knowing all this actually help you on a project?
It really standardizes things, creates that common language we mentioned, which, makes collaboration way easier.
So everyone's speaking the same project language.
Precisely. And it's not rigid. It encourages you to adapt these ideas to your specific project. The goal is better outcomes, smoother projects, and honestly making you a better professional.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, who's the person actually using all this? The project manager, right? What's their role, really?
Absolutely central. The PM guides the whole thing, start to finish. Their responsibilities are pretty broad.
Like what? Just managing tasks?
Oh, much more. Leading the planning, driving the execution, keeping the scope, timeline, and budget in check.
So keeping all the plates spinning.
Yeah, and ensuring quality, keeping stakeholders happy, which involves a lot of communication, and, crucially, managing risks. Looking out for problems before they happen.
Seems like they need a mix of skills then, not just technical stuff.
Definitely. Technical project management know-how is essential. Yes, principles, tools, methodologies. But leadership is huge.
Inspiring the team, not just directing them.
Exactly. Motivating, guiding. Plus, strategic and business management skills. Understanding the bigger picture, the organization's goals.
And I guess you need to roll with the punches.
Oh, absolutely. Adaptability is key.
Yeah.
Projects rarely go exactly to plan, so you need to be able to respond to changes.
What about the ethical side? Does that come into play?
Hugely important. Professional and ethical conduct is fundamental. Adhering to codes like PMIs, taking accountability, fostering an ethical environment for the whole team.
Okay, so the PM steers the ship using these standards. What about the journey itself? The project life cycle.
Right, the life cycle is basically the series of stages a project goes through, from the very beginning to the very end. It gives you that high-level view for control.
And there are distinct phases.
Typically, yeah. Usually broken down into 4 main ones. First is initiation.
Where the idea sparks.
Exactly. An idea or a need comes up. You check if it's feasible, valuable, define the basic goals and scope. Planning. This is where you get detailed. Set specific goals, define roles, build schedules, plan for resources, budget, risks. Create the roadmap.
Okay, plan laid out. Next is doing the work.
That's execution, putting the plan into action. Resources get allocated, teams work, stakeholders are engaged, the actual deliverables get developed.
And the final stage.
Closure. Winding everything down, delivering the final product or service, releasing resources, checking if you met the goals, and really importantly, documenting lessons learned for next time.
Initiation, planning, execution, closure. Simple framework.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you ensure things stay on track across these phases? That sounds like governance.
You got it. Project governance is the framework, the rules, the processes that ensure accountability, clarity, and control. It's how decisions get made, how things are overseen.
What does good governance look like? What are the components?
Well, you need a clear governance framework, who's responsible for what, who makes which decisions. You need policies and procedures for consistency.
Like a rule book for the project.
Kind of, yeah. And performance monitoring systems to track progress against the plan so you can spot issues and take corrective action.
Is it just about structure and rules?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Stakeholder engagement and communication are massive parts of effective governance, keeping everyone informed, getting their input. It builds trust.
And how does this impact success?
Good governance aligns the project with business strategy, creates transparency, provides clear paths for escalating issues. It makes the project much more resilient.
You mentioned stakeholders there, and earlier in the knowledge areas, managing them seems pretty key.
Oh, it's critical. Ultimately, project success is often judged by whether you met stakeholder expectations. Sometimes you need to exceed them.
So you need to know who they are and what they want early on.
Exactly. Identify them, analyze their interests, influence, potential impact. Then you engage with them to understand their needs, expectations, maybe even how they can contribute.
So it's not just managing them, but managing the relationship.
Precisely. It involves communication, negotiation, building trust. You develop specific strategies for engaging different stakeholders based on their needs and influence.
And it's ongoing.
Continuous. You have to keep monitoring their positions, their satisfaction, and adapt your engagement plan as things change throughout the project lifecycle.
Okay, we've covered a lot, the standards, the PM, the life cycle, governance, stakeholders. Now, you mentioned methodologies earlier. The document introduces Agile and Waterfall.
Yeah, two very different approaches to actually doing the project work.
What's the core difference?
Think of Waterfall as very linear, structured, sequential. You finish one phase completely before starting the next, like building a house, foundation first, then walls, etc.
So lots of upfront planning.
Tons. Great for projects where the requirements are really well defined and unlikely to change much. Documentation is heavy, provides clear expectations, predictability.
Okay. And Agile.
Agile is all about flexibility and adaptability. It's iterative. You work in short cycles called sprints, delivering working pieces of the project frequently.
So better if things might change.
Exactly. Perfect for projects with evolving needs. It thrives on customer collaboration, getting feedback often, and adjusting course. Teams are usually self-organizing, lots of communication.
Sounds quite different. How do you choose?
It depends. You look at the project scope, how stable the requirements are, the team's preferences, stakeholder needs, how much flexibility you need. Sometimes,
You mix them.
yeah, hybrid approaches are becoming really common, taking the best bits of both.
This has been super insightful, a really solid overview of those foundations.
Definitely. Getting a handle on the PMBOK guide, the PM role, the life cycle stages, governance, stakeholders, and these methodologies. It sets you up well.
Absolutely. And remember, if you want to build that foundation further, don't forget to apply, register, or visit mechesolco.com/CPD.
It's all about continuous learning in this field.
Totally. So as a final thought for everyone listening, consider how these foundational project management principles can be applied in your own context. How can they enhance your project success and help you achieve your goals? Thanks for diving in depth with us today.